Hey bitches! Welcome back or welcome to my channel, to their channel, to If you're interested in retro Sims games or games in general, I would highly suggest that you hit that subscribe button because I'm here for you every week with new videos. We're back in Strangetown with Vidcund from the last Strangetown video. He exudes main character energy after everything he went through, seducing Cersei, his old high school flame, asking her to leave her husband for him, and then she decides to run back to Loki at the drop of a hat. If you don't know the Curious Brothers, me and you, we can't be friends. I don't make the rules. If you play with fire, you are going to get burned. I can attest to this. The story behind Vidcund and Cersei is that they were actually high school lovers, on the road to getting married and starting a family of their own. With Cersei being into medicine and Vidcund science, it seemed like a match made in heaven, right? Wrong. Loki, a stunningly hunky exchange student from Aurora Skies, comes along sweeping Cersei off of her feet, pulling the rug right from underneath Vidcund, leaving them on enemy terms. When I logged back into the game after I created the last Strangetown video, I was prompted with this disgrace of a notification. I believe NRA's story progression has a special kink for drama, but I'm not here to kink shame. All hope was lost for a relationship between the two, and it seemed like Vidcund had actually moved on. He set up a similar account and had already received tons of messages from singles around town, but also from singles I didn't expect. Chloe singles. Now, if you know the lure, you'd be just as appalled as me by this phenomenon, because Vidcund and Chloe are half siblings. Ew. We decided to go for a more appropriate suitor. That was the OG murderous queen, Miss Olive Spectre. They were a strong similar match, but would they match IRL? The short of the long to that is no. Turns out their traits don't flow well together in The Sims 3 like they do in The Sims 2. Who would have thought? Wah wah wah. Jenny had a profile on there too. Does that mean trouble in paradise between her and Pollination Technician 9? The kids will be devastated. And I'm sure she'll pull a Bella on us if Paul finds out. We need a Keeping Up with the Smiths reality show ASAP.
Yes, we do.
After a few rejections via phone call, Vidcund bit the bullet and decided to give him and Olive another chance. He moved pretty fast this time around. They went on a tour around the movie theater, and I thought she'd come home with us, but you have to actually interact and ask them to come with you. So we went home, and then I invited her over, but she stood me up. Well, that was until she magically appeared inside the house. a random glitch. She said no, but then she appeared inside the house. Anyway, putting aside the creepy way she ended up inside the house, they wanted to end the day with a bang, and so they did. Look away, you creep! Be roommates with your brothers, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Yeah, until one of them falls in love with the person you're actively dating. What a big blow to the ego this was. Olive and Nazo doesn't sound right, but okay. How could Vidcund be mad? After all, he knew what true love felt like. He had it with Cersei, and it seemed like his brother was very happy, and he didn't want to ruin it for them, so he backed off. But something inside Vidcund was boiling. Hatred towards the world? Towards himself? Or the rotten waffles he ate? With Olive pretty much out of the picture now, Vidcund really didn't know where to go from here. You have to get back on the horse when you fall off. No, I don't have the Pets expansion pack. That is just a saying. What do women want? A connection? Flowers? Or someone who is charismatic as fuck? We don't know. So Vid decided, fuck it, let's up that charisma skill and see if one of his dad jokes lands this time. And just like that, almost like the game wants me to play with the supernatural, because I had just installed the supernatural pack. Viddy got a want to buy an elixir, so I took him to the alchemy consignment store for the first time. Let me tell you, this full grown ass man was like a kid in a candy store, buying almost every elixir that caught his eye. Luckily he was paying, because some of the prices were just... We should actually get Lady Miss from Wrath of the Ditch to stop this inflation. The first elixir he tried was to change his personality. Because if they don't like your personality, just change it. Almost like me, when I date someone, I wholeheartedly adopt their personality as my own. I mean, this is what mental illness looks like. But the elixir didn't work. Is that EA trying to teach young impressionable minds to be who you are, no matter how unfunny, unflirty or boring you are? That's probably one good thing they've done in the past 8 years. Among the elixirs he got was one very special one that called for a special occasion and a new location. It was time. It was time for Vidcund Curious to spread his wings and fly the nest where he was living comfortably, maybe too comfortably. A place where no one would have imagined, where no one would know what he gets up to. The days of trying to get abducted by aliens were over. The uncontrollable obsession to be an abductee was not serving him anymore. He had his eyes on a new horizon, an horizon that would leave him with lots of power in his hands. Literally. On that fateful Friday, he set out to live his new life in the witch's hut I had built in a different video, which I highly suggest you go watch after this one. Because soon Viddy would drink the bottled witch's brew elixir and become a new man, or a wizard, should I say. Before he drank it though, he wanted to test out his alchemy skill and see if he could make potions. Off camera, he gathered ingredients for and brewed the origin of the tragic clown elixir, and he wanted to test it out. And I had the perfect candidate in mind. Jealousy, bitterness, and revenge wasn't far out of reach of the emotions that Vidcund was experiencing. Even though he couldn't fault his brother for falling for Olive, she was mean to him though, and did reject his advantages multiple times. Then there's also the whole thing of people mysteriously disappearing when crossing paths with her, and Vidcund wanted to teach her a lesson as to what she can expect will happen if she tried to do anything to Laszlo. Let the history books show that Vidcund accidentally spilled some of the origin of the tragic clown elixir on Olive's lap and cannot be blamed, as he was still, at that point, a noob and a muggle. I call hearsay, Your Honor. But the pain didn't stop there. On that same day, the day that should have been his brave new beginning, wedding bells were about to ring as Cersei asked Loki to marry her. Again. Why does she keep hurting me like that? I know she still loves me. The new house conveniently came with its own fortune-telling table, and Vidcund had to check if his pain was ever gonna stop. Computer says yes, because the fortune-telling table confirmed that the near future would bring good fortune. Vidcund was feeling luckier than ever and knew that it had to happen then and there. Stood in front of the tree of new life, he poured an extra ingredient over himself, Chemical X, and thus the Powerpuff Vidcund was born. Using his ultra superpower, Vidcund would dedicate his life to eliminate the one thing that stood between him and true love with Cersei, Loki. Motherfucking bigger. For the next few months, he practiced his craft every single day, learning how to conjure with the cauldron, playing with his magic, making funny sounding elixirs, testing it out on his brother, and accidentally creating a large and in charge Laszlo. Not before we put a good luck charm on him first though, blessing him with good fortune and hopefully keeping the Olive Spectre curse at bay. During the next week, Vidcund received a message from Cersei which would change his and her life forever. A friendly, "Hi, would you like to come over?" invitation turned into a pregnancy. Now Vidcund's objective was even more clear. He thought he had motive before, but with Cersei carrying his baby, he knew it was time to defeat the ultimate evil that stood in between him and his newly found family. His goal was not to just protect his love for Cersei, but the new line of Strangetown witches and wizards that was about to be born. The clash between fairy tale and science. After leaving Cersei's place with a clear agenda, but no method yet, Vidcund continued even harder to practice his magic. After a few trials and errors and failed attempts at successful elixirs, he finally got the ability to not only freeze things with the cold, but also burn things with fire. Vidcund knew what he had to do, but did he have the guts to do it? Find out in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and stay tuned for the second episode of Vidcund's Villain Arc, and I will see you next time. Bye!